Hi, welcome to my garden. One of the things I like most about summer gardens is deciding what to have for supper based on what's ready in the garden to be picked. And right now I have a lot of dill that is going to seed, and I really don't want it to go to seed because when it goes to seed it attracts all the aphids and I hate the aphids. So what I do in the fall is, and even in the early spring sometimes, is I just broadcast dill seed everywhere, and I just let it grow wherever it wants to grow. And then in the spots where it's shading things, then those are the ones that I'm going to pick first. So right now this dill is shading the cucumbers, so, and it's going to seed, so that's why I'm going to pull it from here nice and big. I don't want it to go to seed. The seed is of no value to me. I never use it. And this is actually way more than we're going to use for our salad dressing. We're making dill buttermilk salad dressing for supper tonight with the garden salad. So that is a lot of dill. We're going to use the green. We're not going to use nearly what I have here, but I'll freeze the rest and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Actually, let me show you one other thing while we're here. Okay, so I also broadcast poppy seeds. And so I've got some poppies here, and the poppy, there's poppy. I've got poppies throughout. I don't want, and they also shade. So they shade things that I don't want them to shade. But they're almost finished, so they're gonna bloom and then they go to seed. And this head here, this is not a very big head. So I'm not gonna get a whole lot of poppy seeds out of that anyway. So when those two buds are finished blooming, I'm gonna just pull this up. And then, but what I will keep is a really nice big head. I've got a few of them that have really nice big heads. You can get a good teaspoon or maybe even 2 teaspoons of seed from a nice big head. So I'll save those ones so that I have the seed, and the smaller ones will have to go so that they don't shade the plants that I don't want them to shade. So, okay, I'm gonna go and pick some garlic chives and some nasturtium leaves for our salad. All right, I'm picking some nasturtiums for our salad. So I don't know if you know what a nasturtium is. It is a flower. Most people don't know that it's edible. Every part of a nasturtium is edible. The leaves are edible, the stems are edible, the flowers are edible. I don't have a lot of flowers right now, it's kind of early in the season. They're very peppery, kind of strong. You don't want to have a whole salad of nasturtiums, but to have a few nasturtiums in a salad is fantastic. So I've got some, right here I've got some scarlet runner beans just going up the arbor. And then in front of them, I've got some nasturtiums. So I'm just clipping just a few leaves there. So I don't, and you know what? Look at this. I've got some marigolds that are ready. So I think I will pick a couple of marigolds. There we go. So these are my garlic chives. And I'm just gonna pull one section of the garlic chives because I want the bulb. And so what a garlic chive is, I don't know if you can see it, but the leaves are flat. And they are chives, but they taste more like garlic. And if you dig them and you just pull it out from the bottom, then you will get a little bit of a bulb. The bulb is kind of like a green onion, but garlicky. So we're gonna put that in our dressing. All right, that's good. Okay, I just noticed. So I have some poppies. I mentioned the poppies when they're small. See these heads, they're very small. They're finished blooming. Oops, I don't need them anymore. I'm just gonna pull them all out. All of these small ones, get rid of them. They're shading things that I don't want them to shade. And I let them grow until they're finished flowering, and then I get rid of them. Hi. All right, we've got everything we need. I took the dirt clumps off of the dill, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, so you see that I've got the head that's starting to go to seed, but it's not seeding yet, and it's nice and sweet and lush, so I'm going to use that. Because I'm going to blend them up, I'm not worried too much about getting only the greens. I'm not going to worry too much about, I don't want the woody stem in there, but I'm not worried about a little bit of stem. Because it's gonna get all blended up anyway. All right, that. We're gonna do quite a bit of dill because I really like dill. Do you guys like dill, Pam?
Love it.
Do you want to take some home? Some of this? Do you want to take some of the dressing home? Who will like this dressing?
I think you will.
I made some of this about a week ago and it was so good, I could have drank it. And so then I decided I'm going to make some potato chowder and I'm going to put this in as a base. It's going to be a dill potato chowder. Maybe it'll be a dill chowder with potatoes. Because they're so good. I'm just going to put those on the floor. What I do, in fact, when I'm finished the dressing, I'll show you what I'm going to do with the rest of this. There's no way in the world I'm going to waste it. I love the taste of dill. It tastes like summer to me. But a long time ago, I decided that waiting from summer to summer for that taste was too long. And so I started freezing it. I tried to dry it, and I just found that the taste was disappointing. But if you freeze it, then it's not disappointing. Okay, so I've got some salad here, and when I was in the garden, let me just move this out of the way a minute. I picked some nasturtiums. Now I mentioned that nasturtiums are very peppery, and that you can use all parts. So I'm going to just take the the leaves off for right now for this salad, and I think I might put some of the stems in this dressing. I hope it doesn't overpower it. I'm not going to do too much just in case. All right, so I'm just going to give it, I don't want too many nasturtiums in the salad. It's not a very big salad, so that's probably good enough. Just a nice, just so that we have that nice peppery taste. And then I also picked some kale. So I'm just gonna lightly chop the kale and put that in the salad. And I actually picked some lamb's quarters earlier today that I was gonna put in a salad, but I put them in a smoothie instead. So tomorrow I'll pick some lamb's quarters and I'll put that in a salad. And also some, you know what, maybe I'll do a video tomorrow about a green smoothie with lamb's quarters and spinach and chickweed. You know what I didn't get when I was out there was radish greens. That would have been nice in here too, but I don't have it, so that's all right. All right, put that over there. Oh, wait a minute, I actually have a different kind of kale too that I wanted to add. I planted like 3 different kinds of kale this year, just for some variety. And then I picked some, a couple of marigolds. Whoops. I'm not going to put them in right now, but I'll just put them in at the very end. Marigolds are totally edible. A little bit peppery, not nearly as strong as a nasturtium. But I will put that in at the very end just before I serve it. And I have some garlic chives. Hang on, I need a little paring knife just to get that dirty part off. All right, so this is my garlic chives, and I'm using it because it tastes kind of like a very strong onion and also garlic. This is the stem, it's got the flower. I'm not gonna eat this, it's very, very hard, just like a garlic. Just like a chive stem, but a lot thicker. I am gonna put it in my flower arrangement on the table later. And I'm just going to use the green stuff that's left. So in the bottom, you have almost like a green onion, but a heck of a lot stronger. So I'm not gonna, because it's going in the blender, I don't need to chop it up too finely, just enough so that the blender can do what it needs to do. Give that one more. All right, so I'm using my ulu knife. I use it for everything. So I used it the other day when I was teaching a class and somebody asked me what I used it for. Seriously, I use it every single day. There's not a day, usually a couple times a day. There's not a day goes by that I don't use the ulu knife. The ulu knife with the board. So these are the stems of the nasturtiums. That's it. I really don't want it to be too strong with the nasturtiums. All right, I'll put that out of the way. And what I have here is the blender. I'll put it on. It's just a bullet. I'm not using the big one. So what I'm going to put in it is cultured buttermilk. So I'll just put a little bit in it. Just enough to blend everything up. It's going to be kind of noisy. But Pam is a whiz with the camera, so we'll see what happens. All right, I think this is good enough in here for right now. What I'm gonna add to it, so I've just got the buttermilk and the dill and a little bit of nasturtiums. I'm gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise in it and a little bit of salt. I think that's probably, I don't know, just under half a teaspoon, probably, yeah. And also just under half a teaspoon of sugar, just sweeten it. So let's try that again, and then I'm going to taste it. Okay, some vinegar. We do need to add some vinegar. I'm not going to put any oil in this because of the mayonnaise. That kind of took care of the oil, but I am going to put some vinegar in it. This is a garlic chive vinegar that I made a couple of years ago, and this is all I have left. I have to make some more. Whoops. All right. I don't know how much that was. All right, let's give it a try. Wow. Oh, wow. That's perfect. That is really, really nice. However, it's a little runny, and I want it to be a little bit less runny. So I'm going to take some yogurt, some plain yogurt, and I'm just going to put, I should move all this stuff out of the way. I think I'm finished with the blender. All right, so just some plain yogurt to thicken it up. So whether you use yogurt or whether you use sour cream, doesn't make any difference. Do whatever you want. I like to use plain yogurt. And then I'm going to bring the dressing in. I need a clean spoon. And just stir it up to thicken it. And if you wanted this to be like a dip, then just cream some cheese and mix it with the cream cheese. Just make it a little bit thicker. All right, that's thicker. That's beautiful. That's exactly what I want for the salad. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. Perfect. Perfect. And I have enough that I can put some in the fridge. And you know what I did with the last one that I made? I put it on macaroni, I put it in a potato salad, I definitely put it on salad. but I used it in every way that I possibly could because it was so delicious. So there you have it, summer in a glass, not to drink. Great, it's all ready. So I've just dished myself up a bowl here. Dan always likes to have fruit on his salad, so I cut up a peach, nice fresh peach, first peach of the season for us, actually. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the dressing on. And so what I have in here is garden lettuce, some nasturtiums, some kale, and then I'm just gonna put a few peach slices on it. And the peach was too hard to peel, so I didn't even peel it. And then I'm just gonna put some marigold leaves on it, petals, not leaves. There, doesn't that look pretty? What a nice, and actually I bought some French bread the other day, and I made some jam and I made some butter, so I might have some of that to go with it. Can I have some? You know, you wouldn't think that the dill and the peach would go nicely, but it does. It's beautiful. Bon appetit. I hope that you will make some dill dressing. Buttermilk dill dressing. Hi. I told you that I picked a lot more dill than what I was going to use for that dressing. And I'm going to put it away for the winter. So I'll show you what I'm doing. This is the best. I've done this for I don't even know how many years. It's the best way of preserving that beautiful flavor of dill. Not drying it, and even freeze dried. The very, very best way is just freezing. So I am just taking the green, ferny, leafy parts of the dill plant. I'm trying to take very little stem, and I don't mind using a little bit of that immature seed that I used before for the dressing. Just gonna pop it off like that. And then all right, I'll just finish this one and then I'll chop it. Anything that is, this is okay. If it's too yellow on the bottom, then I don't want it. There, that's quite good. And I'll just throw those stems outside in the compost where they belong. All right, here's my knife, there it is. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just gonna rough chop with the ulu knife. You can use just the ordinary knife, obviously. The thing that I like about the ulu for this kind of thing is I love the bowl. So everything stays in the bowl. And I want to chop it really finely because when I take it out of the freezer, it has to be exactly, I can't chop it after that. It has to be exactly ready for you to put on pierogies with sour cream, or in a spanica pizza, which I haven't made yet this year, but which I am looking forward to, or whatever you do in a dressing, again, obviously, or whatever you do with nice fresh dill. I don't make pickles, so I'm not interested in the seed. I'm just interested in the weed. So there we have it, beautiful. I'm gonna put it in a plastic or glass container, and then I'm gonna, so I will add to this, nice and loose, put the lid on. I will put a piece of masking tape, not masking tape, Scotch tape right here with the date. I'll just say dill summer 2022, and then I'll just put it in the freezer. And then when I want it in the middle of winter, I take it out of the freezer, lift it up, and then just get a fork and then just lightly scrape it into whatever it is that I'm gonna put it in, whatever I want. And that is so easy. That's how you store dill for the winter. Thanks. Hi. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I'd love to hear about it. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. If you liked it, do me a favor and click the like button. If you know somebody who would benefit from it, then definitely share it with them. And if you'd like to know more about these sorts of things, then stick around.